sun is shining, although there does seem to be a autumnal feeling in the air. And look at me, I've put a big coat on this morning. I'll probably take it off shortly as it all warms up. Hello and welcome to another of my monologues. I want to talk about the freedom of the mind today, because I think freedom, to a certain degree, is not just in the physical world, but it's very much up here. And as my regular viewers will know, we are in somewhat of a spiritual war, a war for the power of our mind and attention. And everything starts from our attention. And I'll get onto that in a second. But first I want to just say thank you very much to Ariel Stark, who sent me this book called Big Pharma, Criminal Masterminds. As it says on the cover here, first do no harm, struck out. Power, profit, control at any cost. It's a tome of a book, but it's fascinating and easy to read. I have been sifting through it and having a little look. It's great stuff, all about the power of the vaccine, or the misinformation about vaccines, about the COVID period that we went through, and so on and so forth, with lots of facts and different things all in there, with different people and different all sorts of stuff. It's a fantastic read. I believe it is on Amazon, and I will put the link in the description. I think I have it there. So anyway, I just said, as somebody had sent me their book, I will give it a quick plug on the show. It's up to you, and I'm not forcing you to go and purchase it. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who is supporting the show. It is very, very helpful. And I really appreciate it. Obviously, there's a lot of you, and I can't, I don't know, well, recently I haven't had any internet, so it's been difficult to get any kind of emails off or thanks or anything. And we depend upon the internet, don't we? And actually, that's really where this talk is going, because freedom of the mind, it's one of those things that people were saying, oh, you know, I'm sure we'll see them unplug us from the internet at due course when everything's reliant on it. You get unplugged. Well, individuals may get unplugged, and then it becomes a big problem because everything's been chucked online. But all of us? No, because they need to be able to communicate to us. That's how I think. And they need us, not direct communication, you understand, not an email to say, by the way, you know, you owe us this money, because it all comes down to money, doesn't it, and fear, but actually to have the mainstream narrative continually battering us. And they're very clever. There is the mainstream TV for those people who still are dumb enough to own a TV and watch TV. And then for those critical thinkers and those who have a different level of intelligence, let's say, who sort of surf the internet and look at social media and different videos, well, I think that the dark forces out there and the mainstream narrative is very much capturing those and setting up new YouTube channels with people still to scare you. And the interesting thing is, when you don't have access to the internet, or in my case, it's gone very slow, and you have a big corporation like the one that supplied me with the internet, and they start lying to you, an engineer on the phone saying, no, it's definitely your modem. Your modem is what's causing the problem. There's no other problem. And you say, well, I've swapped it over with a different modem. Why would it be exactly the same? And the other modem was working perfectly well. And now you're saying it's, yes, one of the great joys of not having the internet, apart from, you know, all the problems that you have, of course, keeping in communication with your ever wonderful viewers, but one of the joys is you just don't see all the rubbish. I don't have a television, so I don't watch mainstream media, but I can't help, if I'm wanting to watch a YouTube video, you know, scanning through all the other fear and propaganda that is out there. But when you can't do that, suddenly your mind is free. And this is the point I'm trying to get to. Your mind is free because you're not thinking about all these terrible things that are supposedly going on in the world, most of which have all been manufactured to keep you in fear and to keep you worried. You don't see any of that. And suddenly you start going, oh, actually life's quite jolly. The sun is shining. maybe heading towards autumn, the leaves are changing. You start looking at the real world. You're not connected to all those millions of people that I don't think that we're necessarily designed to be connected to. I notice, and I've always had this sort of wry smile when I've looked at Facebook, and I have a Facebook account, but I haven't been on it for like 10 years or however long it's been. It feels like that. Maybe 5 years. I don't use it anymore because all this nonsense about, oh, they're your friends. Well, I consider friends people I have met who are friendly and I like, not complete strangers who follow you and then take the mickey out of you left, right and centre. I don't call that friends. I think that's a very strange term to call it. And, you know, people will have 150, 200, 500 so-called friends. I don't think that we're meant to have that many friends. We normally have about 3 or 4 close friends that we can depend on, that if you were trapped on or broke down rather on, say, I don't know, a motorway, 100 or 2 miles, there would be 1 or 2 people that you could ring who would drop everything at 3 in the morning and come and collect you. There are very few people that we really have as close-knit, reliable friends. And so that's all a bit of a nonsense. But I don't think that we are designed to have all this communication, to be chatting to everybody. And, you know, if you go back 100 years, less than that, really, if you go back 50 years even, the people you would talk to would be the people who served you in the shops, the people in the pub, and your work colleagues. And if you go back further than that, we would all be in a very small communities, and they would be the only people. And you'd have no notion really what else was going on in the world. You might have the newspapers for a certain period of time, giving you some idea of stuff. But we are bombarded with too much information, too much that actually I don't think we can handle or is mentally good for us. And the great thing about not having the internet recently is that I've been able to just concentrate on other things. There's nothing I can do. I can't answer the emails. I can't put up videos all the time. It's so slow. It's just so frustrating. I just switched off. I've been reading books, I've been going for walks, I've been getting outside, doing other things. And that, my friends, is, I'm using the term friends there, as my friendly viewers, let's put it, has been very liberating. And suddenly, those tensions and those worries and those thoughts that I had maybe, although I don't tend to sort of look at the news and all of these other videos that put fear into people, has been so rewarding that actually I've reminded myself I am alive and I am living now. I am not getting too wrapped up with the problems that are being forced upon us, that we are materializing and bringing into reality because we're all discussing it and getting ever so uptight and tense. And I think that actually it is that time to put down those blooming smartphones, put down those laptops, stop connecting up and being worried about looking over the fence. What's happening over there? What's happening over there? Things that we cannot even do anything about, that we are getting all worried and, of course, manipulated most of the time, put into trances, a hypnotic trance through the screen, telling us how to think, how to behave, what we should do, and all of this, and what we should be worried about, and how we should prepare. Isn't it time that we just actually said, you know what, this is not for me, and I actually just want to live and be free? And I think the freedom of the mind is where our freedom begins. They have a spiritual war, as I said, attacking us, but it can only attack us if we watch it, if we take part in it, if we consider it, if we switch off from all of that propaganda and actually avoid it and go for walks in the countryside, reconnect with our family and laugh and have fun and go, do you know, I'm not interested in your story, in your mainstream story about whether there's going to be a war, whether there's going to be unrest, whether there's racial tensions. I don't want to know any of that. I couldn't care less. I'm getting on with my life, that I am in the moment now and having a good time and reading some good books. And on the nature of a good book, I can just tell you now that the Biggleswick book, The Town That Wouldn't Comply, a great hoot of a read, is at my proofreaders now and will soon be coming back to say, yep, here are the things you missed, correct those, and then go to the printers and get a copy out for everybody, and you'll be able to purchase it soon. I will keep you updated. I know I keep talking about it, but I think you'll enjoy it, and it does have a few truth bombs in there, what I consider to be truth bombs, and of course, a lot of it is about freedom of the mind, getting away from the system that would like to keep us down. And that's how they do it, by getting into our mind. Free your mind, stay happy, stay contented, stay positive. Don't let them conjure up and twist your brain. Till next time, thank you for watching. Bye for now.